the Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Mr. Vice President, I'm going off script again, I know, but I just want to personally thank you. We've been through some stuff. We've gone through some of the most complex military operations this country's ever conducted, and your steady hand and your leadership during those was a great source of strength for me. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your character. Thank you for your selfless service. Thank you for commitment. Thank you for being a mentor to me, Mr. Vice President.
It's called the swamp. And you know what happened? And you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it. Did I get that one right? Every 4 years, we gather on these steps to carry out the orderly and peaceful transfer of power. Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning, because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government, while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. This American carnage stops right here and stops right now. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.
This is a president of the United States who is a danger to the republic.
America first.
He knows he's an illegitimate president.
The oath of office I take today is an oath of allegiance to all Americans.
The great Trump recovery.
America will never be a socialist country. I will fight for you with every breath in my body.
Russia, Russian, pro-Russian, Russian, Russia, Russian, 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 the Russians.
Russia.
And I will never, ever let you down.
A dangerous virus is spreading rapidly in China, and U.S. officials are very worried that it could come here.
This is really the worst attack we've ever had. This is worse than Pearl Harbor. This is worse than the World Trade Center. There's never been an attack like this.
The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. What they're doing is using COVID to steal an election. Together, we will make America strong again. You know what it's about? Fraud, fake ballots. We will make America wealthy again. They are trying to steal the election.
Now, under the leadership of President Trump, we are fully realizing President Kennedy's prescient view of Special Operations Forces.
We will make America proud again. And watch, please, those mail-in ballots. We will make America safe again. And in millions and millions of ballots. Their vote is under what they thought they needed. They're dumping more ballots in there, okay? And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you. God bless you. If we are right about the fraud, Joe Biden can't be president.
Congress, the chair declares the joint session dissolved.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Devolution Power Hour. As always, on Saturday, I'm joined by Chris Paul. Chris, how are you doing, sir?
The horrors are just at bay, really.
Everywhere.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, persisting, they would be a little bit more in my face, but now they're at bay.
Well, it's because you're not on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and the horrors are persisting heavily in my face.
Yeah, I mean, I wish someone was around to tell you that 2 years ago that you should probably get off there, but
yeah,
it's getting real retarded over there.
Oh my gosh, this week has been such a weird. I don't even know how to describe this week. Weird is not the right term. It's fitting. It would work, but I feel like there's a better word. Retarded works, but there's probably something. If we could combine weird and retarded, weirdly retarded. MAGA died, yet somehow it's turned into a purity test.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole thing's crazy, man. But we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm curious to see the chat's reaction tonight, because when stuff like the fight between MTG and Trump happens, and then also like we've had these minor purity tests along the way, but every now and then we get those ones where you say one thing that somebody doesn't agree with, and all of a sudden, oh, you're anti-Trump now.
Well, that's good. You have to stomp around through the whole like pile of leaves or whatever it is to figure out exactly where the hornet's nest is.
Yeah,
that's probably a very bad nature analogy, but
no, I mean, I've literally never heard of a hornet's nest being in a pile of leaves.
It's not really there, but it could be there.
It could be there. Well, we're
gonna be surprising. Yeah. But you got to stomp around. That's why you got to stomp around.
I like stomping around. My kids like stomping around the leaves, especially. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's get a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll probably dissect the MTG Trump feud going on. Probably start there. There's a great Twitter post that you sent me that people probably aren't going to like reading, but hey, we're going to do it anyway. There's a couple other things.
It'll be fun to laugh at, even if they don't like it.
Yeah. No, yeah, we enjoy doing that stuff. First up, we got a little Chef IQ. Guys, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and you don't want to mess up that turkey. Cooking Thanksgiving is pretty high stakes. One dried out turkey can ruin it all. That's why I love my Chef IQ Sense. This wireless cooking thermometer takes the guesswork directly out of holiday cooking. The USDA says turkey's got to hit 165 to be safe. Your eyes can deceive you, but Chef IQ ensures that you hit that perfect temp every single time. Whether you're roasting, grilling, pan-searing, even smoking that turkey, it's got you covered. It couldn't be easier. Just insert the sensor, tell the app what you're cooking, sit back and relax. Chef IQ Sense tells you when to flip, when to take it off the heat, and even how long to let it rest. It's just like having a personal chef watching the stove so you can hang out with your guests, watch some football, drink some beer or wine or whatever you do. No more oven peaking, no more dried out turkey, just perfectly cooked meals every single time, and it works with steaks, chicken, fish, whatever it is. You'll wonder how you ever cooked without it. It's the ultimate gift. Holidays coming up, Christmas. Perfect for seasoned cooks, kitchen rookies, and everyone in between. And you can get 30% off site-wide right now with code DPH at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com, promo code DPH. We'll get to our next sponsor here in a little bit. Don't let me forget. But yeah, man, we got some great Trump True Social posts on MTG. And I'm gonna be honest, I still don't know how this whole feud started, but and maybe you can enlighten me if you know. But I think we could probably kick it off by reading Trump's post about this whole thing. Here, it's kind of a long one, but
yeah,
I'll read through it pretty quick. I'm withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore, but with 219 congressmen and women, 53 senators, 24 cabinet members in almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie Taylor in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. He also said today that she betrayed the entire Republican Party when she turned left, performed poorly on the pathetic View, became the rhino that we all knew she always was. Just another fake politician, no different than Rand Paul Jr., Thomas Massey, who got caught being a full-fledged Republican in name only. Rhino, Make America Great Again. And then also Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. Yowza.
Yeah, she's been Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Brown, and Marjorie Trader Greene.
Yeah, it's a lot of nicknames. It's never a good thing to get a Trump nickname. I will say that. But I don't understand what kicked this off. He never really said, like, it can't honestly be just that she went on The View, because Trump goes on left-leaning networks. That shouldn't be an issue. I don't understand how this started.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a couple of weeks ago. She had gone on Badlands. She went on Shipwreck's show on the Wednesday show that week. Then she appeared on Bill Maher on that Friday evening. And then she was on The View, I think, the Tuesday following. So we had said it, I think, at the time that she seemed to be on some kind of media tour. Why would she be on a media tour? Usually that's when you have a book to promote, a movie coming out, you're about to launch a campaign, something big in the news is going to happen. So you go out and reintroduce yourself to people, get a conversation started, etc. So, you know, what we're seeing today, I mean, everything that happens seems like it's scripted and has been for a while. Our breaking news is old. And, you know, this totally seems contrived and fabricated, and including on the Trump side. You know, this doesn't seem to be like a real fight, but who knows? I mean, there's been reasons over the past few years to be doubtful about Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know, I don't give MTG the benefit of the doubt at all. She seems all right. I'm not mad at her. I'm not going to say mean things about her, but there's nothing that I've seen that's like made her exceptional from these other people. And then he mentions Thomas Massey, and they were the two that held the, like, you have to give us the Epstein files now press conference like a month and a half ago or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, what's interesting about that, like the Epstein thing, if that's what this is about, and you're absolutely right. This is either real or fake, probably more on the fake side of things. You know, we're going to discuss both sides of it, but the Epstein thing in particular, and I'm not even necessarily talking about Trump and MTG with this. I'm talking about the mega Twitter influencers surrounding this. These were all people that, like, not long ago were very vocally demanding these Epstein files, right? Like, we want the Epstein files now. Like, what is going on? All these things. And then MTG gets let go, and Trump is like retruthing some of these people on Twitter. Like, you're a traitor. You're a disgrace to the part. Like, these are the same people that were calling for the Epstein files who are now like, yeah, get out of here. You were never mega to begin with. It's a little hypocritical.
Well, it's an indication that people are still just attached to the characters and are going to, like, immediately go out firing to protect whoever they think is the good guy in any scenario. I mean, all this stuff is so stupid.
So dumb.
I can't believe how much time people are investing in this stuff. And then, of course, the retort, I'm sure someone in the chat is already typing it up. Like, well, you guys are spending time on it. Yes. We are spending 5 minutes on it at the beginning of a show, because what everybody's been talking about for the last 24 or 36 hours, or whenever it was that Trump sent that thing. But I don't know, man. There's been some reasons to think that MTG is not fully above board over all this time. I mean, she certainly has an unwarranted amount of attention on her from before she ever became a national figure, right? So on some level, it's pretty clear that there's, in addition to whatever she is naturally and for real, and I'm not trying to slight her at all. Maybe she's just a red-blooded American patriot fighting for the future of our country, but also maybe she's just like some kind of psyop that's, like much of the rest of it, supposed to lead people who have an affinity for Trump and America First beliefs into a certain funnel. And I don't know.
I don't know either, man. It's all stupid. Oh, I forgot to say, we got a shout out from NPR today. We got to talk about that too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Don't let me forget about that. I want to talk. Let's talk a little bit about like Trump and what's been happening recently. There's this huge, I wouldn't say divide necessarily. It kind of is a divide though. Like people will not allow anybody to criticize anything Trump does. Right. And
there are definitely those people. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a subset of the MAGA movement who, if you criticize a single thing Trump does wrong or whatever, if you don't like something, if you know, whatever, if it doesn't match up or align with your morals and your first principles, then all of a sudden you are cast out of the party. You are no longer MAGA because these people, you know, it's whatever Trump does. That's what MAGA is. That's what it has to be. And you are no longer a Trump supporter, which is so stupid. And we talk about this a lot, but there's this great post from Cernovich. Let's start with this. And then there's a Twitter post from Encore Salad, which I think we should go through after this, and then we'll do the NPR thing. So this is from Cernovich, and he was reposting MTG's response to Trump. And this is what he says. Does the president know that low propensity voters showed up in 2024 because they wanted the Epstein files and they aren't going to vote in 2026? And this means impeachment season again. The stupidity of this post. I've been saying since the Epstein thing first started like becoming an issue this year that Trump never actually campaigned on releasing the Epstein files. He never brought it up. He's always asked about it and would respond. But this was not one of his campaign things. So that's like number one, Cernovich is wrong. The voting situation, wrong. This guy told everybody to wear masks during COVID, retarded. But he's almost like
you could go on Twitter and search his account for Trump is done and find a bunch of responses. I think
a whole bunch of them. I've done that before, actually.
I mean,
he has me blocked.
He had me blocked as well. Yeah. I mean, think about this though, with that statement, impeachment season. Does he really think that Trump is going to be impeached? We could get another impeachment season if we actually go through with the 2026 midterms. If people don't wake up by then and we're just still pretending to do elections at that point, we're probably going to get Democrat wins, and then they'll impeach him again. And it'll be just like when they impeached him for Ukraine and that failed, quote unquote. And then they impeached him again after he was president and that failed. And so we'll just get another one of those and we'll see that impeachment means nothing. I mean, if the story has to play out that long, they'll let it play out that long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so then maybe he's describing accurately the story that will play out over that time.
Well, what do you think of the Epstein files? I don't think we've had a discussion about this since the Epstein thing this week happened. Because we had, I know you and Brian talked about this on the Badlands Daily Show. We had these 3 emails come out and they were stupid. The Oversight Committee Republicans released all of the emails and everybody's like digging into it or whatever. I don't care. And I've said this on my show. I think it's nothing burger. That's what NPR quoted me as saying. And I'm actually pissed about that article because it implied that I have long been clamoring for the Epstein files. But anybody who's been watching knows that that's not true. I have not clamored once. But anyway, the Epstein, like, I don't even know if they're legitimate.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we can, and I know this is like your stance on it too. So I'm kind of trying to set you up for commenting on it because I know you feel the same way. We have no reason to believe these are legit. Where have they been? Why haven't we had them before? Why haven't you seen any of Trump's poetry in it? Like, what's going on here?
It's also crazy to me how ridiculous these emails are. Like, Epstein is Satoshi Nakamoto, and Epstein was joking around about Trump actually doing some gay shit with Putin. I mean, if he said that, if that's a real email, that was obviously a joke, but we still have to apparently engage with that as though it's a reality. And these emails came from supposedly the Epstein estate, funneled through the GOP oversight committee. Now, I mean, I've said a million times on this show, I don't think that the Congress is legitimate in any way. So I don't think that their committees, including the very important oversight committee, are doing anything real whatsoever. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. So I don't care about that already. It's worth remembering that the Epstein estate is what gave the Wall Street Journal, if I'm not mistaken, like a month or two ago, whatever that was, 2 months ago, that birthday book that contained the birthday card letter from Trump, where he wrote his signature in a way that signified women's pubic hair or something. What was that? Like, that wasn't real. And now we're seeing these emails and we're like, oh, these emails are real. Why are these emails real? Who even knows if these emails are real? And Twitter spent days on this, like millions of people spending hours on this. So millions and millions of man hours, our attention being harvested, millions of us spending our time on emails from the Epstein estate that just came out, despite being years and years old, and all of these people would have had access to this information the whole time. Are we really to believe that the Epstein estate just gave the Congressional Oversight Committee all these files on a subpoena a few months ago, and no one before that knew what was in these files?
Didn't it also say that Trump, Monica Lewinsky'd Bill Clinton?
That is, yes. Yes, that's right.
Gave him a.
Did I say it was with Putin? I meant Putin would have the evidence of that with Clinton. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so stupid. So it is so stupid, and people are like spending time. And you know, we have at like Brian in our chat. He like said the NPR quote of me was, I don't remember, my take was dumb or something. His take made my take look dumb, and I made the comment that like, well, spending time analyzing, and this is for you if you're watching, CanCon, spending time analyzing this stuff, which I do believe to be a nothing burger, and that's been my stance on it. Could be proven wrong later on, whatever, and then I'll change my stance. But for now, why change it? Spending time on a nothing burger, that's the dumb thing to do, and that's what so many people are spending their time on, like you just said. But yeah, let's show this NPR quote. I think this is the first time Badlands has been mentioned by NPR. Right wing, I think, I don't know for sure. I know Media Matters has featured us a few times, but NPR, I'm pretty sure this is the first. Right-wing media shrugs off latest Epstein document release.
They're like mad that we didn't go hook, line, and sinker like literally everybody else on the internet.
Yeah. Well, and Brian, what do thousands of pages of newly released material reveal about the well-documented relationship between convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and President Donald Trump? Not much of anything, according to some of the right-wing influencers who have long been clamoring for the government to release more information about Epstein and his crimes. To me, these are nothing burgers, if they're even real, pro-Trump podcaster John Herold said on this Badlands Media Rumble live stream on Wednesday. And this is the part that upset me, because I have not long been clamoring for these files like everybody else. And I'm the first one they mention afterwards. The implications there are devastating to my reputation, and I think I should demand a correction. I'll see what happens. Herold gained an audience in the wake of the 2020 election after spreading QAnon adjacent conspiracy theories.
QAnon adjacent. Decode that, motherfucker. See where that ends up. They're like, it connects to post 6,332. Hey, there's not one of those. I know, it's adjacent.
Oh, that's funny. His fellow Badlands media personality, Brian Lupo, took a slightly different view on his own live stream this week. The emails didn't exactly say nothing, he claimed, but they showed that Trump was informing on Epstein and his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was serving a 20-year prison term for helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Epstein died by suicide while in jail during the first Trump administration. My take on this is Epstein and Maxwell are trying to figure out who's a mole or a rat or an informant in their circle of friends, Lupo said, referring to an email in which Epstein called Trump a dog that didn't bark. The White House has denied that Trump was an informant. So there you go, guys.
The
Pretty
White House
exciting
denied
stuff. Oh, Mike Rothschild. I got to
Yeah.
read what he says. They're claiming it's a hoax. They're claiming that the Democrats are cherry picking the things that make Trump look the worst, and that these things prove that he didn't actually do anything wrong and that he's not a criminal, that he was actually gathering information for the FBI and Epstein, said Mike Rothschild, an independent journalist and author who has written extensively about conspiracy theories and QAnon. They forgot the QAnon adjacent theories as well. But also just a quick reminder that Mike Rothschild is the guy who tried to insert himself in my divorce and get me to lose custody of my kids. So as always, fuck you, Mike Rothschild. But this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is great, though. Great publicity. If only I cared what the NPR readers.
Isn't it amazing that that came out on the same day that the Media Matters piece came out?
Right.
And NPR is National Public Radio. This is literally state media.
Oh man, we got.
You know what else is funny though? They mentioned Vince Coglianese. I think that's how you say it. That's how you would say it in Italian. But he's the guy that replaced Dan Bongino.
Oh, that's right. He's featured a lot. Alex Kaplan. We got a whole section here.
I can't believe that we're getting the Q graphic at the top of it. Like this is 2018 again or something.
Yeah. Multiple online influencers affiliated with the QAnon conspiracy theory, which falsely asserts that a secret satanic pedophile cabal that included Jeffrey Epstein runs the world, are baselessly suggesting that newly released emails from Epstein that reference President Donald Trump are actually evidence that Trump was an informant who worked to take down the convicted sex trafficker. I didn't even read this one. So we got Zach Payne.
Everybody's a star on this one.
Yeah, who the New York
Not
Times.
me.
Well, you're not on Twitter, bro. They can't find you.
Yeah.
Who the New York Times reported pushes the baseless QAnon conspiracy theory, claimed the email suggested it is likely that Donald Trump was the whistleblower that was responsible for Jeffrey Epstein getting wrapped up in the case in the first place. Payne also claimed without evidence that the emails referred to how Trump supposedly went to the police and the FBI about this entire thing. Interesting.
I love how they think that every claim anyone makes has to be attached to what they would consider evidence. Because if you attach it to evidence and they still think that you're wrong, they will just say that your evidence isn't actually evidence. So what they really mean is evidence that will convince them on their terms in their understanding. And if you don't have that, then you can't say anything.
So dumb, man. I wonder if Alex Kaplan follows us. Like, it looks like he just went through like the Badlands Media Twitter account reposts and got all of his takes. Because he goes to Burning Bright, he goes Lupo.
But hasn't Media Matters has kind of just been paying attention to all of this for years. It seems like they even have like some things running inside the, quote unquote conservative media ecosystem. Like that this is David Brock's organization, right?
I don't remember. So I'm trying to see if Alex Kaplan is following us.
All right. I'm just gonna check my facts here on who started Media Matters. Maybe Alex Kaplan doesn't really care about us. Yeah, David Brock. So this is the guy that's like Alphonse's boyfriend or something in the whole Clinton sphere. And yeah, I mean, there's at least been some hints that they have been trying to infiltrate or even prop up their own puppet conservative organizations.
Oh yeah,
the last few years.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Infiltrate the movement. That shit happens. I'm just I'm more blown away by the we talk about this stuff behind the scenes. We don't talk about a lot of the ops that have been up against Badlands publicly very often, but it's getting a little difficult to ignore some of the timing of these things, like these Media Matters. You call it hippies. I kind of take it as a badge of honor, but the timing of it with some of the other stuff going on, like it's fishy. It's fishy.
Yeah,
to say the least.
At the minimum, yeah.
Oh, CanCon is in the chat. He must have heard me. Kaplan, the retard, called it baseless, while the other email cited literally said that Epstein bought or thought Trump was the informant. Only CanCon would get offended when Kaplan misquotes him or something.
The Epstein files thing. I mean, Trump's been calling it for a hoax for quite a while. It's worth remembering that we got the binder nonsense back at the beginning of the year. What was that? Late February, a month after Trump, started his third term. We had some of the corniest influencers in the world, including Mike Cernovich, and libs of TikTok, and that blonde lady from The Blaze who was like, "Isn't it great that they're giving all this to the independent media?" That
was a perfect impersonation. Liz Wheeler.
Yeah, it was basically that. Yeah. That was the beginning of the Epstein files saga during this Trump term, and it's only gone downhill from there. And still we have, MTG and Thomas Massie out there being like, release the Epstein files. And every Trump deranged person who pretended to be MAGA last year during the election for social credit because they understood that they couldn't support Biden again, all of them are now like, Trump's not giving us the Epstein files. Yeah.
Let's see how closely you were.
You should be thankful right now for Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel and President Trump for doing what they promised and releasing this. You should be doubly grateful that the way that they're releasing this to the American people and exposing this corruption is through the new media. It's through us. We're doing it. That's one of the most encouraging and fantastic things that we've seen from the Trump administration. So
Yeah, guys, we got the Epstein files from them. We should be grateful back on February 27, 2025. Yet here we are in, what's the date? It's almost Thanksgiving. Still waiting almost for those files.
Months. Yeah, almost 9 months. Yeah, grovel, you little peons. They gave me this binder. Look at me. I am your new media overlord.
That's what we should do at the next guard, is give everybody a binder and be like, you too are now the new media. You should be. We discussed this too. We're going to start doing blood oaths at these guards.
Yeah.
And make everybody swear allegiance to Badlands. And so you have to agree with everything we say all the time.
But if you swear a blood oath, you also immediately become a co-founder.
Yes. It's really the legal documents to found the company. So co-founding blood oath binders. That's what we'll call them. But everybody will get one. You just have to agree with everything we say and then later sue us afterwards. So, but yeah, that's one of the things I did want to discuss a little more in depth. And this kind of leads us to our next Twitter post, if I can find it. Where did I put that? Oh man, hold on. I got to find it again. It's like something salad, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. This is the thing I sent you, huh?
Yeah. Encore salad. Where do these people come up with these Twitter names? Like who would ever have an encore salad? Like your first salad wasn't good enough. The salads aren't supposed to be entirely filling. You don't need an encore one. Anyway, historic week in Trump's news. Welcomed a former member of Al-Qaeda who shot at American troops to the White House the day before Veterans Day, no less. Personally wrote a letter to Israeli President Isaac Herzog asking him to pardon Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is indicted on bribery and fraud charges. Claimed America lacked talented people to build batteries and missiles, so America needs to import H-1B foreigners to fill those roles. According to Trump, there are jobs Americans can't do, not the jobs Americans won't do. We get those people from South/Central America, not Asia. He wants to flood America with 600,000 Chinese students to prop up universities. I didn't remember seeing that story this week. I must have missed
Oh,
out.
really? Yeah. So
yeah. Anyway, we can talk about that later. I already thought we had like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Chinese students.
Well, we do. That's the number that's already here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, disagreed with 71% of Americans about the rising costs they are experiencing, blamed it on a Democrat con job and fake polls, tried to pressure Lauren Boebert and Nancy Mace to refrain from showing their tits in Congress. I mean, from voting to release the Epstein files, proposed a 50-year mortgage to help bankers earn more interest on Americans under the pretense of making homes more affordable. 50-year mortgage, what a lovely idea. Pardoned a Jewish billionaire from the UK who was found guilty of insider trading but never served a day in jail so he could visit family in the US.
Who was that?
I don't know. There's so many of them.
So many Jewish billionaires.
Yeah, isn't there?
I don't know.
But
aren't they all Jewish in some way? Hey, Media Matters.
Keep them coming. It is fun to know that we like have Media Matters watching us, but they haven't written a story about how we're anti-Semitic yet.
Yeah. Well, now they're going to write a story about how you just said roten.
Roten?
Yeah.
Damn. That's okay. I don't always say words good. Media Matters.
Yeah, they'll be happy to write an anti-Semitism one for us.
Yeah. Anyway, this list of things, okay, they're all, we're told, real, like these were the real stories that we were told were happening this week.
Right.
Maybe they're fake. I don't know. But these are the things that happened this week. Most people who are supposed to be America first or call themselves America first would typically not be happy with many of these things. But the purity test, the blood oaths I all made you take to be co-founders just now means you can't criticize this or you are tossed out of Badlands. There's no criticism that you can levy against Trump or any of these things. You either fall in line or you are banished.
You know what's funny? I've been reading Edward Bernays' propaganda over the last week or so. And it's a short book, so I'm reading like when I get to it. It doesn't take a week to read. You could read it in like 3 hours.
Well,
but
so long.
I'm retarded, I guess. These are all statements that he would call propaganda. None of those are real things happening. Those are things someone said about someone else. Trump disagreed. Trump said that we need 600,000. Those are the reports that people are getting mad at. Trump says something and then people get mad because they react to every single thing he does. And they make it like every single thing he does is something real in the world that he has already done. No, all he did was say a sentence and then you have created a 3-week news cycle out of the sentence he said and convinced thousands of people online that they should hate Trump now because he said that sentence. Guys, we all know that sentence is wrong. I can't believe that he said it. He's letting MAGA down. MAGA is dead. The whole MAGA coalition is falling apart because Trump said that thing about some 600,000 Chinese or H-1B Indians or whatever, as if like that's the end of the story. And there's nothing more in these 3 years of Trump's term. And to make it seem important and timely, then they're like, well, we're going to lose the midterms in a year if Trump doesn't immediately say the thing that we're saying rather than the thing that he's saying. And like, it's going to be okay.
It might be okay.
I mean, one way or another, it's going to be okay. And whether it's okay for Trump, who knows? And whether it's okay for us next year vis-a-vis Trump, who knows? But I think we're going to be all right. I mean, track record says it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. Track record, which I'm told should speak for itself.
One would think.
It
but
seems
instead,
to not do that these days.
Instead, we have people with a decade-long track record of being wrong all the time about everything and angry for no reason all the time. And we're like, oh yeah, those guys probably got it right this time.
Yeah, cat turd.
Oh.
They're real good though. This is the problem with today's society, in my opinion. And I'm one of those people who I get things wrong occasionally. I mean, it's not very often.
Yeah, everybody does.
It's like once in a blue moon. It's once in a Northern Light show.
There you go.
That's how often I get things wrong, probably. But regardless, when people start putting like emotional loyalty and like these purity tests above rational thinking, you get what we got this week on Twitter, which is disunity, which is hilarious because everybody all just want unity until it's like somebody supposedly disagrees with Trump or Trump does something that whatever, somebody you can't criticize and all of a sudden like you're out of the party. So weird. And like the weird, it's just drama. Twitter's just drama. It's a distraction. And I totally understand why you left now. Like before I was like, well, I mean, you're in the podcasting game. Like you got to reach more people. I get it. It's I spend less time on Twitter now than I ever have. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was interrupting you. Reaching more people is like that is a byproduct of the goal, you know. Like if you are doing the right thing, eventually you will reach more people because people will understand you're doing the right thing and they will spread it around. But people are on social media platforms to generate the reaching of more people through doing things that capture more attention. And there's a short-term payoff to doing that if you are able to successfully capture people's attention. But if people are actually awakened and they are genuinely paying attention and they are being discerning about the information that is incoming, all of those people trying to actively capture attention will eventually be ignored because they're going to put that attention grab over authenticity, over proper analysis, all these things. And over the long term, that stuff's just going to shake itself out. And that's actually what we see happening right now. I mean, even Matt Walsh is trying to like move his based and red-pilledness over to the right substantially. And it's not going to work because, you know, I mean, he's Matt Walsh and you can only stay in the Daily Wire ecosystem collecting $1 million a week or whatever it is, talking about wee-wees and hoo-has for 10 years before people are like, okay, well, we don't need to hear you talk about women's penises anymore, you know?
Yeah, it can't be that interesting.
I feel like we're reaching that point on all these people and they're melting down.
You know, I'd like to agree with that. I say this all the time. Like none of us are here at Badlands anyway to feed anybody's confirmation bias. Like the people you're talking about, they will adjust what they say to conform to what their audience wants them to say so they can feel good and everybody can be happy and hold hands and sing songs. But eventually, like when the house starts burning down around you, that's not going to work anymore. But I've been thinking we've been getting to that point where people would start like, okay, I don't want to talk about women's penises anymore. I feel like we should have gotten there a while ago. Yet we're still here and people still like listening to people talk about women's penises. Like there are people out there that like what Matt Walsh says.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to feel like you are the smart one, taking the most basic fact of nature and then making it out like everybody thinks it's something else and you have to fight those people in order to save humanity, that'll make you feel like you have a purpose in life.
I suppose we should get a women's penises show on Badlands so that we can get some of that demographic. I think
it wouldn't be hard to recruit women's penises show host to come on Badlands. I mean, it's half of Twitter. They just talk about wee-wees and hoo-has all day.
Is there some sort of like online course you have to take to become a women's penises expert? Like a certification process?
Well, there is a certification process. You have to be like above 95% on knowing who has the wee-wees and who has the hoo-has. Okay. It used to just be that everybody was 100%. And now it's not that. So if you are above 95, you're good.
Okay. Interesting. And so there's an actual test for that. That's
I'm pretty sure.
Like a slideshow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Daily Wire has like a hiring, like a job application form, and the test is on that.
It's just Michelle Obama over and over again.
Did you see the video of her that was out yesterday? She was speaking at some some event with Tracy Ellis Ross, which is like Diana Ross's daughter or something. And she starts talking about like black woman hair. This was a thing like 10 years ago.
Like how it's so nappy and stuff?
Well, she said it was curly, and that that black women for too long have been straightening their hair to comport to white women's beauty standards. And apparently there was something, I don't know if you remember this, maybe you can look it up or I can look it up, but during the first Trump term, wasn't there a thing where like some government organization didn't want black women rocking like Afro puffs or something?
Oh, I don't remember that.
All right, I'm going to look for this.
Who is she getting interviewed here by?
Tracy Ellis Ross, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's whose daughter?
Diana Ross, I think.
Okay. For some, I don't know why, but for some reason, I just can't stop thinking of that Adam Sandler song.
Which?
The Hanukkah song.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he mentions, doesn't he mention her in that song, Diana Ross?
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
We need to make that song great again. Okay, but I think this is the clip you're talking about.
Want to know, well, what do braids mean? What does she mean? Look, y'all.
What does she mean?
What, you know, I mean, that's what white folks are. It's like, what does that mean? What are you saying? We're saying nothing except I just don't want to have to do my hair every day. And I want to go swimming. I don't want to have to worry about it. Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when
that was a clip.
That's it. Yeah. And so while that was playing, yes, Diana Ross is the mother of Tracy Ellis Ross, but Tracy Ellis Ross was named at birth Tracy Joy Silberstein because her father is Robert Ellis Silberstein, a music executive, and her mother is the great Diana Ross. Also, there was a controversy about black women's hairstyles.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear this.
Trump term. Yeah. Oh, in 2019, the Crown Act or something.
The Crown Act?
Yeah.
This is a bill?
Prohibits discrimination based on hair texture and hairstyle. So for whatever reason,
that's not a real thing. That can't be a real thing.
Was bringing up that hair issue again here in 2025, because I guess we're going to get to do it again. I guess we're just going to recycle that entire story.
That can't be. There's no discrimination over hair stuff. That can't be a real story.
I remember that being a real story. In terms of whether or not it's real legislation, I don't know and don't care, but that was definitely a story that they ran back then when everything was about women of color and feminism and Me Too and all that back in the day.
Watch it come full circle.
Remember those good days?
I feel like sometimes we're still in those good days.
I mean, it hasn't really stopped because people on the internet will legitimately believe whatever they see in the morning that everyone is saying. And by the middle of the day, they will have developed an opinion on it. They will then become willing to die for that opinion within about 2 hours. And they will stay that way for 3 days and then forget about it for the rest of their lives.
We should make it a thing where this is part of the blood oath, where once you become willing to die for an opinion, you actually have to die when you're wrong.
when you change that opinion.
When you change that opinion, you have to die.
Yeah, there should be a bigger punishment for that.
What you said that reminded me of the Office quote, like the very end of the series, when they're like, "Don't you wish you knew you knew you were in the good old days or something while they were happening or something?" I don't know. I feel like we're still in those good old days. It would also be hilarious if they came full circle and it was Marjorie Taylor Greene who put forth that legislation about the black women's hair thing. But yeah, I don't know how we got on this topic or where we're going with it.
You know what's funny about the MTG thing? I'm just you bring it back up made me think of this. She is portrayed as like the most right-wing person ever.
She
right?
did say that we
She's
should
like a
stop paying
far-right.
taxes.
Well, yeah, and good for her on that.
That's
And
good.
maybe that was like like, hey, remember everybody, I'm on your team. Now I'm going to go talk to Bill Maher in The View. I don't know.
Didn't Trump have Bill Maher over for supper?
He did, yeah. Yeah, I mean the whole info up on that side of things is tied together pretty tightly. So
it's also dumb. It's also dumb.
Yeah. Well, think about all the people that are like being mentioned in the Epstein thing this week. Like people were talking about Steve Bannon emailing with Epstein. Steve Bannon has supposedly a series of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein that have just been sitting for what now, 6 years?
Yeah.
When are we going to see those? There's just there's too many weird things about all of this to begin assuming that one perspective on these things is correct. And then we should judge everything else based on that perspective. Everyone is going on bad information on all of these things. The best information is like a court filing and a Netflix documentary and some shit that you saw on TV. You can't make objective judgments against something like that.
Yeah, man. I totally agree with you. And it makes me feel like the approach that we're trying to take of like, let's just figure it out for ourselves, right? Let's join your Badlander group, get with your local friends, family, start talking, and figure out what to do to like stop. It's okay to engage and digest some of the news stuff, but being in it every single day, it is ridiculous. It is retarded, and it has to be on purpose. Like it's getting more clownish by the minute. It feels.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any other reason other than they want people to recognize the clownishness of it, but nobody seems to be recognizing it, at least, outside of our audience. And so then what do we do? We're not going to sit here and wait for these people to recognize the clownishness of whatever is going on. So did you see, by the way, did you see Trump call out Thomas Massey?
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious today. And his wife, his new wife.
Oh yeah. He mentioned the speed at which Thomas Massey, listen, man, I don't know what's happening with these people in real life, but if we want to take a story only approach, he went on Tucker Carlson, became the only congressman who's not aligned with AIPAC. And then like 3 days later, his wife is reported as dead. And everyone's like, oh, it's Israel. And then we get Charlie Kirk and it's Israel. And now we're getting the Thomas Matthew Crooks thing that Tucker Carlson did this week. And all of a sudden now finally we have his social media history. And this was definitely a bigger intel op. And we're going to get to, it was Israel. Because of course we got, it was Iran last year on the assassination events. I mean, none of this stuff is believable. Thomas Matthew Crooks, that patsy is not believable at all. Wasn't believable from the beginning. Some of us said that.
How dare we say that too from the beginning? How dare we?
You're not allowed to doubt the important, emotionally provocative stories at the beginning. You're only allowed to doubt them later and then say, oh yeah, we knew. No, doubt all this shit right from the beginning, because most of it, if not all of it, is fucking fake. And at some point, people just have to accept, like, yes, the TV screen is lying to me. And, it's so strange because we exist in a community that calls itself the truth community. But for the past 5 years that I've been involved with it, it's often a lot of people making excuses for why the politicians they like are allowed to lie. That's weird.
It's also on a personal level, like many of the people that I've met in this truther community, not Badlands, not anymore anyway. The Badlands people we have now are great so far.
Yeah.
But most of the people I've met along the way are nothing but narcissistic, self-serving liars. Like that's all they do.
Yeah.
They lie constantly to try to make money, essentially. And it's disappointing. They're no different than the people we're talking about here.
It is crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy how many like seek the followings and get it's just wild. But again,
this week I was talking in one of my group chats, and this is with people who are like really very much outside of this thing and very understanding of the big picture, very based, like don't give a fuck about most of this stuff. And one of my friends in that group was like, aren't you worried that like Trump says this stuff? And I'm like, not really, because Trump always takes every position from every angle, because everyone who's Trump deranged will argue against that position as soon as he takes it. Mm-hmm. And when we get that argument out there in public, a lot of people get to see the points of the argument and all the various attack points. And, you know, you have 9 or 10 of those conversations with all these different viewpoints, and they happen through cycle after cycle. Eventually people are going to like understand that one's bullshit. That one's bullshit. That one's bullshit. That one's bullshit. Maybe there's something over here. Maybe there's something over here. And then you start refining the conversation into far fewer viewpoints so that the important aspects to any issue can actually be hashed out. And I think that Trump does an incredible job of doing that. I don't know how that happens without Trump taking all those viewpoints so that the people that oppose him and hate him will attack those views, and then other people will defend the aspects of those views that need defending. And through that process, the American public actually learns and comes to understand what some of these issues mean. I can't believe that people are still getting mad at Trump for that.
Well, I agree with everything you said there. The American public learning what Trump actually means, you know, that part of it, I don't know how much the American public pays attention to Trump's Truth Social posts when he's talking shit about these people online. I don't think any of my buddies pay attention.
Maybe, but you don't think that you don't think that they know that Trump said mean things about MTG today?
I could ask. I could ask my buddies and see like if they saw anything. And if they did, they wouldn't care. Like, I don't think they'd care.
I'm not saying they would care. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think that there's like second and third layer effects on Trump saying those things on Truth Social. And a lot of the time they get out to wider audiences at least. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And also, you know, with the way Trump operates right now, I think it is very indicative of us being in a system of elections that is totally fraudulent. It allows him to do this type of thing because it doesn't matter at the end of the day what Trump says, and if it would actually cost him the election, you know, like, it doesn't matter if Trump says something and people think, oh, that's going to cost you the midterms when the election system's fake. Doesn't matter. So he has the freedom to go and talk shit about Massey remarrying somebody after 14 months. And you get to see the Tracy Beans of the world and all these other people like, oh my, I cannot believe how disrespectful Donald Trump was by saying this thing. Like, how dare he?
Isn't it so strange that they've like left Trump for Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene?
It is weird. And like, I love Trump, by the way. And I understand that he's playing Psyops and all these things, but he's said a million things over the last 2 years that I've disagreed with.
Sure.
And I have not followed him off a single one of those bridges that he's jumped off, because eventually guess what? He never actually jumped off that bridge, but he got everybody else to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to show you, I think it was the Rapid Response that posted that Trump Truth Social Thomas Massey, which I don't even know if I read. Let me read that quick too. Hold for processing. Because this is the one everybody got so upset about. I guess I'm going to show you guys in a second when I do the Rapid Response thing. But anyway, did Thomas Massey, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr. because of the fact he's always votes against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than an 8% chance of winning the election. Anyway, have a great life, Thomas. And question mark, his wife will soon find out that she's stuck with a loser.
I mean, Thomas Massey. So I put this up on Truth Social last week, and I think that people have talked about it before, but these characters that look a certain way and they're all very, let's say, full-faced, right? And then they come back a few months later, they have a beard, they're all like chiseled and shit. And like, this is like a Con Inc. like siren. Hey, look, I'm Con Inc. You got like JD Vance, Ted Cruz, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, Chip Roy. Have you ever seen Chip Roy without his goatee? I can't remember how many we had on the list. Bunch of media figures as well, but Ben Shapiro with a beard, Dave Rubin with a beard, Jesse Kelly with a beard. All these guys are like strong, manly conservatives now.
I never wanted to shave more than I have in this moment.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had my face has been like this for 15 years.
Yeah, mine too. I did shave a mustache in for New Year's, and I think Christmas a couple years ago.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the weirdest thing that like Thomas Massey used to look a certain way, and now he looks a completely different way. And they like set him up with the young, pretty wife. And now they're going to be a power couple together. And like eventually JD is going to get paired up with Erica Kirk or something. And
hey, too soon, Chris. Too soon.
Well, I'm not the one who's like massaging the back of JD Vance's head.
That's true. You are not the one massaging JD Vance's neck.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, anyway, I showed the people here, and it's like, did you guys not watch the 2016 primaries, 2015 primaries, and the things Trump said about every politician that he came across and their wives too? Like, he said a lot of mean things. That's Trump. That's like OG Trump and awesome, funny Trump. But now it's like so offensive. It's extremely tacky and certain to backfire.
These people are all people who have been either Ron DeSantis op or Maha. Yeah. And I was talking to a friend of mine or texting with a friend of mine this week. And, the Maha thing, I'm on board with the cause, and I do not hate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or anything like that. Right. People can look at the record of my comments on these things. I think that the cause is good. I'm fine with RFK Jr., but it was very clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wanted to clarify. You do want to make America healthy again? Is that what you're saying?
I would like America to be healthy.
Okay.
I think that people could probably make themselves healthy again. If
whoa, settle. Let's not get a little out of control here.
I know it's crazy. But that was clearly like a social media club of some sort, where all these people who didn't want to say that they supported Trump could still make it through that election cycle being like, I don't like Kamala, I don't like Joe Biden, I like this other thing. And because this other thing is going along with Trump this time, we're going to go along with Trump this time. And it's always this myth about how there's these independents that make up like 30%. It's like 35% and 35%, and then 30%. And then the independents can just go to one side or the other, and they ultimately decide the election. We just switch how the combination works in order for the story to work. But a lot of those Maha people have never been on board with Trump. They've never really been on board with America First. It was just like, here's what you do if you don't want to seem like a woke idiot communist, because that whole brand had been totally demolished by the time the 2024 election ran around. But it was demolished on behalf of that GOP establishment thing that they were trying to bring up with the Ron thing and the Vivek thing and the Nikki Haley thing and all of that. Man, Maha was supposed to align with that thing, and then they would both be pursuing their goals together, because, of course, all the tech libertarians were really Maha friendly as well. And so, you saw Tracy Beans there. She was on the Ron DeSantis thing and then immediately switched to Maha. And Jeffrey Tucker was the Brownstone Institute, the official counter narrative to COVID, and then was, not really Trump, and then sometimes Trump, and then we got to be on Trump in 2024, and now he's leading people away from Trump. And you watch these people operate over time, and you watch how they operate together, and you begin to see the outlines of these little cliques, and they all glom onto MAGA at some point as the Zionist op, like Josh Hammer and all these guys glommed onto Trump. They're like sometimes Trump. They get on Trump, they get off Trump. They get on, they get off. It just depends on where the rest of GOP politics needs to go. They'll go wherever the wind is blowing.
Yeah. What you said there, I think, it makes me want to like almost have a little discussion about what it even means to be MAGA, because I think I don't think there's a single definition to it. I think everybody kind of has like their own, like, this is what MAGA means to me, right? And I guess maybe you could create a definition that it would change from person to person, but like what aligns with your values, your principles, your America First values and principles, and that's what it is to me. And it's not going to be where everybody agrees on the same thing all the time, but it's Donald Trump's effort essentially to throw off like this, whatever this evil deep state that has overtaken America. That's what it is. We're throwing that off, and it's not just Donald Trump. Eventually the MAGA movement is going to be led by somebody else. Maybe we don't even call it anymore after Trump is gone. Maybe we don't call it MAGA at that point, because there are so many people that are inserting themselves as like the thought leaders for it on social media, which is so stupid. They're like, these people aren't part of MAGA anymore because they don't like this. We never gave, like, where did this freaking cat turd guy come from anyway? Like, who is he? Where did he come from? And why does he seem to think that he can speak for so many people when it comes to the MAGA movement? It's retarded.
Well, all those quote unquote MAGA influencers act that way. But the important part is that they are first and foremost influencers. So who gives a shit? I think that maybe it was just you and me talking, but I think it was on a show that we might've done together. You talked about like what MAGA means to you, what Make America Great Again, what America First means to you. And I think that there is an underlying ideology there, and that the purest form of that is what Trumpism is, right? Trump is at all times trying to represent the purest form of that. And again, he's going to take all the positions. He's going to show himself to be allies with all the different factions. And then the public can hash those things out, because everything gets hashed out relative to Trump. I did an episode like a year and a half ago called Divider in Chief. I think that it is literally the strategy for him to present. He's a lightning rod. Whatever position he takes, all the energy is going to be directed there. And then it can sort itself out once it has a direction, because it kind of declares the terms and the teams right at the beginning. I don't think Donald Trump needs or wants everybody to kiss his ass and believe everything he says immediately, because he said it. He takes all the positions. Why would you believe one of those positions? And, you know, there are people that still make the, like, he's our commander in chief, we have to go with what he says. Okay, well, what do you do when he says 2 contradictory things or 5 contradictory things?
You become a hypocrite. That's what you do. That's what these people do.
Yeah, well, but they don't even think they're doing it, because they choose one of those that aligns with their views and what they believe that Trump and MAGA are doing. And then they assume that all the other views are just kayfabe or something. Oh, he doesn't mean those views. He only means this one. I trust that he means this one. Well, then that's just you deciding what he means that aligns with what you already believed. So now that's just your view. That's not trusting Trump. That's just you trusting that, you know, when Trump is telling you the thing that he wants you to believe directly. That's insane.
That is insane. You do see people, though, that will like literally take both sides. And I think the MTG is a funny example, because there are people who are kicking her out of the party, whatever, who were calling for the Epstein files before, but now are kicking her out because Trump said she's out, when we're told kind of it's because of the Epstein file thing. Like there are hypocrites that form too, but what you said there is brilliant, because you see a lot of that too. It's no critical thinking whatsoever. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, like the America First principles are what I advocate for, and Trump himself being the lightning rod, like he is the ultimate form of highly frictional, which we try to be and try to represent. Like he is extremely frictional, and sometimes with himself, and it is I think it's good. It's good. It's needed. So I'm reading chat here.
It's pretty. I was just reading it too.
He's such a funny chat.
Yeah.
Gun said he was going to play video games and drink wine like an hour ago.
Well, he could be doing it for the whole time, right? He just wants everybody to know.
Yeah, he could be. He does say something here. The new op is America first and taking off your mega hat. You
Oh,
see that?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I could Shipwreck had a post about it. And by the way, Shipwreck was on OnlyLens this night. It was a great time. If you guys haven't seen that, I'd encourage you to go watch it after the show. But this is the post everybody's freaking out about. And I mean, I, for one, I see both sides. I don't see how everybody's getting pissed off about it, but let's discuss it. This is the post in question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time? I think it is. I guess symbolically, it's like throwing away Trump. So I get why people would be upset with that. What are your thoughts on this?
What is America first without Trump? Then it's just Nick Fuentes is neither here nor there for me. I don't care about Nick Fuentes.
Is this a Nick Fuentes thing?
He has tried to capture it and make it his thing. And it is specifically used, I think most commonly right now, to suggest that we are not for Israel's influence on American politics. We want to get rid of that thing totally. And Trump is aligned with the Israel thing. So therefore we need to get rid of Trump. And he's doing all these other non things that post complained about. So Trump is the problem. That does not make any sense to me. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, this stuff is, I think, pretty silly, and I like Shipwreck, but yeah, this seems like something that people on Twitter think is important.
They're
trying to do social signaling and like let everybody know what clique they're in.
Yeah. See, I don't follow Nick Fuentes at all. I don't even know if I follow him on Twitter, but I don't like actually follow any of his work or anything. I didn't know that was his thing. You said something there though. There is no America first without Trump. And right now I would agree with you, but eventually there will be. And like, I think that's the point of a lot of this is we have to figure out what that is and what that looks like, what that means. And
if that gets decided on Twitter, we are fucked.
That's what I just said. I'm concerned because what I'm seeing right now is highly concerning. A lot of retardation. The MAGA movement is missing a chromosome.
People are not okay with accepting that Twitter is just the mainstream media. If you are addicted to Twitter, you are addicted to the mainstream media, and you are arguing with bots about what you saw on television. And I don't know why anyone is still doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, man. We need to come up with our own social media platform.
Honestly, like Badlands could go be exclusive on some social media platform and people would follow us to a better space. Now, it wouldn't be everybody that's following us now on Twitter, or at least the numbers wouldn't show that to be true. But who knows how many of the accounts on Twitter following people are bots in the first place. Dude, there are accounts that we could point to that are like, well, that person bought his following. Just appeared out of nowhere and has 150,000 followers. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like usually people have to supply their own content for years and be a voice of reason that other people will look for. And instead it turns out you can just buy 100,000 followers and then repost other people's content as clickbait. And then people will be like, oh, this is an authority. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And, there's only so many times it can be followed by an account that goes by the name Greg, and it has a small Asian woman in the avatar. Like it's full of bots. Something did change. I think
you meant that funny ass Greg, that Greg profile.
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
That guy's hilarious. Yeah. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, sorry. But there was a strat, and this was like 2 years ago, but when it was full of porn bots, and I got followed by the same account, like same avatar, 10 follows in a row. And they were all like named Greg, different last name. The handle was like Greg 00423 00424, but all the same small Asian woman. And I was like, yeah, these seem to not be real people. But something did change in the Twitter algo recently.
I heard that.
I don't know what it is. It seems like engagement is up, but I mean, I don't trust it, and I don't expect it to stay this way for long. I'm sure it is weird though, the timing of it with the engagement going up and then this crazy like anti-Trump op kicking off. That might not be a coincidence.
Is it just engagement, or are they giving more? I thought, well, what I saw, I should say, is that they were beginning to amplify small accounts more.
Maybe. I guess I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter as much as I normally am, but I've noticed the posts that I've done, the engagement seems to be higher. So I don't know what that means for anybody else. I'm just saying from my personal experience, my engagement has gone up.
I don't know.
Probably because my content is so awesome.
Your content is pretty good.
It could be that.
Crushing it on the jokes, crushing it on the research. And, if you do those two things, you're in good shape.
That was a joke itself there. But anyway.
I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show. I meant to say, I went and saw Nuremberg the other day.
Did you?
Yes. I had to know. And after our conversation last week, at least, that movie is so bad. It is a steaming pile of shit from the first moment to the last. It is a terrible, terrible movie. And that's unfortunate because there are some good actors in it. And Russell Crowe's performance is actually the best part of the movie. But wow, it's amazing. They bring up, go ahead.
Well, were you able to determine if he's wearing a fat suit or if he's actually just fat?
It seemed like he got fat for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the Nuremberg, that's commitment, man.
They actually make him look so sympathetic and nice and charismatic and entertaining throughout the entire thing. Rami Malek's character, who plays the psychiatrist that goes to interview, and all this is based on a 2013 book that is based on a 1947 book
based on
by
the fake Nuremberg.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so they had 22 cells. That's what the book from 1947 was called. 22 cells holding Nazis that are going to be tried in the first of its kind international military tribunal based on laws everybody knows are being made up on the spot. There's no case law for it whatsoever. They just have like 4 allied nations creating this court to try these Nazis. And so Hermann Göring, immediately at the beginning of the movie, they're like, Hitler has already committed suicide. Okay. And the first shot of the movie is an Allied soldier taking a piss on the side of the road. And he's like peeing on a muddied car door or like Jeep door with a swastika on it. And the last scene of the movie is like a Nazi hanging and peeing himself. So there's like Nazis getting peed on in the first scene and the last scene. Oh yeah. It was so corny. And so they go through with Göring this whole time, and he's forming this relationship with this very creepy, weird psychiatrist who had been sent over to assess all the Nazi prisoners for physical and mental well-being to make sure that they could stand trial. And so the psychiatrist develops this relationship with Göring and finds him charming and goes and takes Göring's letters to his wife and daughter, who send letters back to Göring. He's like trying to get close to this man so he can figure out what really makes him tick. He's going to go home and write a book that was then advertised widely by Foreign Affairs magazine, which is like a major regime-oriented, globalist-oriented magazine. And it's just so crazy. So they make Göring look sympathetic and nice. They question a lot of the official narratives about World War II and about the Nazis in World War II until this last half hour of the movie that is all the Nuremberg trial, where like Michael Shannon is trying to put Göring on trial, knowing that he's going to lose because he doesn't have any evidence, and Göring is smarter than him. And so they like blow apart a number of different narrative segments of the Nazi story, like the final solution letter and all this stuff. And it's making all of it look really bad. And then they do like the concentration camp footage for like 4 minutes of this movie. And they just make the audience watch this footage. And then some British lord who's not involved with the trial just steps in and is like, get out of here, lawyer. Let me talk to this Nazi for a second. And he's like, didn't you do this and this and this? And Goring's like, yes, fine. We did it. I could never betray Hitler. We did all of these things. And then there is the scene where they're all going to get hung. And it turns out, whoops, Goring found a cyanide capsule somewhere and ate it. Now he's dead. So we can't even see him hung. So they're like star witness after he has copped to all of it, then has committed suicide so he can't get hanged and no one ever sees him again. And then 12 years later, the guy that writes the book kills himself with a cyanide capsule.
Oh, they tied that together too.
Oh, man. And so I'm like, I get home and I look this thing up and I'm like, knowing what I know now, looking at everything the way I look at things now.
Yeah. I
look at this movie and I think, oh, well, they just got Goring to cop to everything and then allowed him to escape and say that and say that he killed himself. And that was a wrap. And then the only guy that knows like what he was actually thinking the whole time and has all the notes and did the book and the rest of that, oh, they just killed him 12 years later with a storybook ending to his life where he just died the same way. And they said it was because he was depressed about gaining weight. And I'm like, oh yeah, good story, fellas.
Well, like Russell Crowe.
It's incredible.
It fits. Well, what's the propaganda here though? Like what they got to be trying to sell something.
I think it's just a reaffirmation of the official story, like of the death camps and the rest of it toward the end. I mean, that last half hour, that's like them saying all of this other stuff doesn't matter. Here you go. Look, this Nazi's going to be put on trial. And this is where he admits what they all did. And he was in the second in command behind Hitler. So he knows everything about it. It was ridiculous, but it's going to be the historical revision that all of its audience knows to be the only story they know about Nuremberg.
I actually want to see it now. You kind of sold it.
It's very bad. Just to be clear, it's very bad.
Hey, that's fair. I don't mind watching bad movies. It made me think of this though. Have you ever seen like the Netflix shows where they I can't remember what the Monster, where they like go through serial killers or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wait, the movie Monster?
It's a series. So like I've only seen 2 episodes of one of the, like the first episode, I think they did the first series, they did the Menendez brothers.
Oh, okay.
And then the second one they did Dahmer, like 8 episodes, 10 episodes, whatever on Dahmer. And it's just like a reenactment of a story. The most recent one is on Ed Gein. And I haven't seen the first 2 series on Dahmer or the Menendez brothers, but me and my girlfriend, we started watching the Ed Gein one. And this is the guy that they based like Silence of the Lambs on and like that serial killer. Anyway, the 2 episodes in, that's all I watched and that's all I could watch. The amount of Nazi propaganda in that show, like they showed the guy was like hallucinating being part of like the Nazi movement. And like he would see this butcher of some place like murdering people, and that's what like motivated him to essentially kill people. It was the Nazis who made this guy serial killer. Like that's essentially what they did. It's crazy. You should don't watch it. It's terrible. It's probably worse than Nuremberg.
Yeah. There's no way I'm going to watch that. But this is what we've been subjected to throughout our entire lives.
It's what we've been called. We're Nazis, guys.
Oh yeah.
Because we support Trump. We're all Nazis. We're serial killers.
Well, you know what's funny is that they are rebranding America First right now. And people got to remember, like we can analyze the day-to-day on what these characters are doing. There is something that exists outside of our emotions about what we see on the screen.
Are you sure
and
about
that is that these headlines are in 20 years or 50 years or 100 years. The headlines that are pushed out there with all this force that people are reacting to, those are the things that are going to remain permanent throughout that time.
Yeah.
So in 100 years, when people are looking back and seeing what was happening this week or during this period, they'll see America First hates Israel, are Nazis. They did this, they did that, blah, blah, blah. And Trump will be tied to the whole thing. All of us will be tied to the whole thing. And that's the history they're intending to write throughout this entire time. They don't care if their headlines are true. They don't care if their stories are true. They don't care if we know that their headlines and stories aren't true. They only care that in 20 years or 50 years or 100 years, when people look back and try to figure out what the history is, they're going to be seeing these sources with those headlines and those stories, and they'll have no idea whether they're true or false.
Yeah. So how do we get out of that though? Because
don't believe any of it.
True, but we have to get to a point where, like us being the only ones that don't believe any of it, it's good for us. But
well, think about all the things that we see. So if you think about like War of the Worlds, remember that? Like they put this thing on the radio and we're being attacked by aliens and everybody believed it.
Oh,
and
I remember that. I remember the Tom Cruise movie.
Right, but if you go back, I think it's H.G. Wells. They actually did a radio broadcast and people freaked out thinking that like the Earth was being invaded by aliens.
Oh wow!
And people came to understand that that wasn't true. And we have accepted that there is fake news, but we still think for some reason that other parts of the news are real and that we can detect which parts are real and which parts are fake. And we know so well which are real and which are fake that it makes sense for us to form these like deep-seated emotional positions on all of these issues, even though we don't even know if they're true or fake or like real or fake, true or false. We have all of these really important ideas about a bunch of shit that doesn't matter at all and that isn't attached to any reality. And so at some point you just actually can back out of all of it. You don't have to be attached to any of it.
Yeah.
I know that's a different world than what we've come to understand our world to be. But on the other hand, man, like the idea that we as a society can turn on the TV or open up our laptops or swipe up on our phones, and then the whole rest of the world is open to us and we can figure out what's going on down the street or in another part of the state or the country or across the world. That's nonsense. And to the extent that we believe that the news is teaching us how to live, what we are doing is practicing divination. Like we are looking to a source that is not God to tell us how to live. And we commit our lives to understanding this thing in full. We might as well be dealing ourselves cards or, using a crystal ball or whatever it is people do.
Yeah. What you said there makes me think of the people getting cast out for having criticism of things Trump says. And, we acknowledge that Trump is taking all these different positions, but understanding that we know the news is fake and what we're seeing here is fake and everything. The only thing that we know to be real are the things that affect us on a day-to-day level, like the first principles approach that you always advocate for. If you yourself are not experiencing cheaper prices at the gas pump, what does it matter if Trump says, oh yeah, gas is down for everybody? If you yourself are experiencing no change in the grocery stores, but Trump is saying, oh, grocery prices are down, that means nothing. Like you can only go by what you can firsthand see for yourself. And then if you're seeing something that's different from the reality that you're being told exists, like you should be able to talk about that and criticize that. And that's why it's so stupid to me when you see these social media influencers trying to cast out people to the moon for criticizing things Trump is saying online or anybody's saying online. When it goes, if it goes against that, like that should be allowed. That should happen. That's your experience. That is the reality, not what Trump is saying. You know what I mean? It's so stupid that people go in line with that and cheer that on and celebrate that type of behavior.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't have faith-based beliefs in anything having to do with politics, and especially not the characters involved with politics. As for the gas price and grocery price thing, I think that there are obviously certainly levels of influence on what that final consumer price that we pay is. And if Trump is making structural changes that bring down the price of gas at the input level, and then these various layers of state taxes and other different fees and upcharges, whatever it might be, raises the price or keeps the price steady at the pump, Trump is actually lowering prices, but the price that we see is not being lowered, which means that it's someone else's responsibility in the middle there, right? And I think the same applies to groceries and the rest of it. So I think it would behoove us, if we want to defend Trump. I mean, we can just not care at all and just ignore it. But if we want to defend Trump, or conversely, if we want to attack Trump for those prices, we should at least figure out what else is making up the consumer-facing price. Because if Trump is putting tariffs on beef coming in from another country, we shouldn't have beef coming in from another country. That's just a global economic control that needs our consumer market to build up the beef industry in Brazil, right? Because Brazil needs to have more money flowing into the country under the global system. So that means we need to import something we don't need to import.
Yeah.
And we're going to use that and pay for that rather than having American beef producers make that money. And so if Trump is rearranging that relationship and the price doesn't immediately drop during that rearrangement, that doesn't mean that Trump's not making the price drop. He is making the price drop, and he's bringing the benefit of that price back to the American beef producer and consumer eventually, but we're not seeing it yet. So I think, the surface level interpretation on this stuff always seems pointless, but I know
I get what you're saying.
Like the things that make up all of the social media arguments every day, because again, we're still just reflecting off how much we like or dislike this character. I don't know how people can have this many emotions about Donald Trump. It is deranged.
It is. It is. I love Trump, by the way. I drove from Florida all the way to North Dakota, and I filled gas in about like 10 different states or something. And it's pretty crazy how drastic it changes from state to state, especially like the blue states. There's a couple states we went through that are, blue Democratic, like $3.50, almost approaching $4. But then some of the red states are like $2.20.
Yeah,
that's nuts. That's almost double the price in some of these states.
I drove in through, I think it was Colorado. I don't know, a few months ago, and it was like $1.50 higher than I'm used to buying gas. And that's insane.
Yeah.
And they just do it, and they get away with it, and people pay it. And apparently California is even much worse.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's Democratic leadership. But you're right. And this is what I was saying earlier. People like, you get so emotionally attached to something and you lose your rational thinking. And I think that's a problem. When you actually think rationally, you will lean Trump. Like you will recognize that the person you're supposed to be supporting is Trump. And you can do so without blindly following him and having that emotional attachment. Yet it's the people that have the emotional loyalty to him that cast out the people who are rationally thinking that actually do, support Trump. It's so weird. It's also weird. It's Twitter scissoring. That's what we need to start. That's what we need to brand it as.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Is there anything else you want to talk about tonight? Others we can go through.
You should call it scissoring and just use an X as the first letter in the word.
Oh my gosh. You have so many good branding ideas. Like what?
I don't know if that's one of them. I don't know if that's going to work. We could put that out for a field test and see how it goes.
I think, okay, hold on. What is it called? Hold on, let me do this. Give me a second. We can do this in Canva right now and see if it works. I think it will. This is worth it. This is the driving force in Badlands. The driving horse in news.
I love the driving horse. The driving horse in news.
Okay, so
dude, when Burning Bright said that the other night, I laughed so hard.
I don't know what was wrong with him the other night, but it was a great time.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was a great time. Okay, but let's do this. So we got the X.
Yeah.
And then we just need scissoring. Izzering.
What would it be? XC.
But then we just get rid of the S at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or do we get rid of the C too?
I don't know. You're going to need to make the C and the I, and maybe the CIS. Well, that's cis. You need to make that white so it can layer over. This is almost as good a scene as when we examined ours.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll get rid of this. We'll make another one of these so I can do this, and we make this white.
Couldn't you have just made 3 of the letters white?
I don't think Can I do that?
I don't want to like make it more difficult. I'm not entirely convinced this is going to work, but
I'm already convinced because it has to work. We have no choice but for this to work because we've already done this.
I could just see the Media Matters article on this episode.
Look at that. That works.
For some reason, the conspiracy theorists spent 10 minutes
creating a logo for
figuring out how to write scissoring on X. They're making a graphic no one's going to understand.
Do you think Elon Musk would sue us for this? For using the logo in such a fashion?
I think he would probably be proud of us.
We're never going to get those to be the right size since I did it the way I did it, but whatever. It works.
Didn't Media Matters pretend to attack him too?
I don't know, probably. Didn't he sue Media Matters? Whatever happened with that?
Yeah, that's right. I think he did. Yeah. Probably nothing happened with it.
Okay. Well,
I think it was Media Matters in the ADL or something. They were trying to get advertisers to stop paying to advertise on X, formerly Twitter.
Goes to basement. Get in line, Elon.
Yeah.
In terms of suing us. That was funny.
Right.
Anyway. Okay. Well, I feel like we could probably go to the rants with that. Or did you say something? There was something else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I don't really remember.
Like, didn't you just now say? Because I remember saying this earlier, like, hey, we could probably do the rants, but then you said something.
Man, now I don't know.
Okay, well,
I'm looking through our chat earlier, and I don't think we missed anything. Maybe I'm forgetting.
That's okay. Well, we got some boosts I could start there with, probably, and maybe your memory will be sparked.
Could be.
But first up, we got 1027 JS. Fellow North Dakota of mine says, thanks for $20, and thank you. Appreciate the support. Lionheart 7777 for $100 says, evening guys, thank you and God bless AOG. And you know what? First of all, thank you, Lionheart. I almost forgot our other sponsor tonight's show. You were supposed to remind me and you let me down.
Well, I don't remember that, but
well, I do vividly, but that's okay. We got a bit of whimsy. Sweater weather is officially here. Nestled in the heart of Iron River, Michigan, a bit of whimsy is ready to make chilly days a little brighter with our fresh lineup of cozy sweaters and new wide leg jean styles. Perfect for crisp evenings and weekend adventures. These are the kind of pieces that feel like a warm hug. Every item in their boutique is hand-selected for its beauty, quality, and lasting comfort, proudly featuring the work of talented American artisans. Whether you love free-spirited bohemian vibes or clean office-ready looks, a bit of whimsy has got something special waiting just for you. Sizes range from small to XXX, so there's a perfect fit for everyone on your list. Plus, every purchase directly supports local makers and the American craft community. Shopping that feels good. Gentlemen, take note, a digital gift card from A Bit of Whimsy is an easy, thoughtful win for the holidays, ranging from $25 to $200. There's something for every budget. Swing by their online shop at badlandsmedia.tv/whimsy. New arrivals land all the time. Use code Badlands at checkout for 10% off your order. Again, that's badlandsmedia.tv/whimsy, promo code Badlands. It's too bad for Russell Crowe they don't go above 3X in the size. I'm just going to see if we got anything from Rumble that we could throw out there.
I'm trying to make Chat GPT create an image that looks like the X logo, but with scissors.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's going to work.
I could do that. I mean, if we want to spend time after the rants of me doing that, I'd be happy to do that for everybody. But while you're doing that, I'm going to read a quick spot from crypto.com, who just signed, I believe, was it crypto? Or no, it was Tether who signed that $100 million deal with Rumble. Anyway, crypto.com. Let's be clear, cryptocurrency is no longer emerging. It is here. The latest move cements that reality in the biggest way yet. Trump Media Group just inked a massive $6.4 billion deal with crypto.com, the world's top crypto platform. They're teaming up to scoop up $6.4 billion in CRO, the powerhouse token that fuels fast, low-fee DeFi, staking rewards, and real-world perks like cash back on your spends to launch America's first CRO treasury. When it's done, this new company will be the biggest CRO holder that is out there. Want it on the action? Head to crypto.com today and grab some CRO. Let's make crypto great again. Maybe I'll take my $6-7 billion of personal wealth and invest in some CRO too. Maybe that's something I should be doing.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? Those are last week's. Okay, let's do the rants, and you just let me know when you have that scissor thing ready. Yeah. Fat Chance for $20 says, "Thank you, Badlands, for bringing us all the great content." Thank you, Fat Chance. Good to see you guys. Wedged Gravy for $5. "We are at the point where Trump is sucking Bubba. It's the golden shower 2.0, and people are losing their effing minds." Yeah.
There were some great memes and posts about that thing. Now, those are totally disrespectful, and we just have to say that so that everybody knows that we understand is disrespectful, but hilarious.
People are suggesting we should make the X legs. That would also work.
X legs?
Like in scissoring? Make it legs?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Wait, I think I might have a good one.
Yes.
I think I got it to work. I think this is genius. Oh, son of a bitch. Got so close.
But then what happened?
Well, it doesn't really look like scissors. I'll show you.
I mean, it probably doesn't have to look like scissors.
Well, I mean, it does have to look like scissors, or the machine hasn't wanted it to do.
We want the X logo in there, though, right? Because it's Twitter scissoring. Oh, I see.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Like we should be able to make a pair of scissors that looks like that. That does not look like scissors. That just looks like
You're not using Grok, right?
No.
Let me see. Grok is usually quicker too. Create logo for X. Let's see what Grok does for me. I guess I could probably read through some more rants while I'm. See, this is what I mean. Twitter is retarded. Look at this shit. Create the logo for X. That's what I said. Create the logo for X, but make it look like it's made of scissors. It just gives me a picture of two fucking scissors. What is that?
Man, I don't know.
This is AI, guys.
Yeah, it's going to take us over and turn us all into paper clips.
Okay. Move on back to this. Tattooed Teacher, good to see you, Tattooed. Says, "Thank you, Jon and Chris." Thank you. Angie K, "She talked bad about Trump and the economy and H-1B. Then she was all for legal immigration. Then we went after her over that. Now she took to the floor and wants to end all immigration." It's a lot of flip-flopping. Yeah. Did she make any good points? Was it worth us casting her into the depths of hell over it?
I don't know.
Ghostsmith 801, "Badlands got a shout out for Media Matters again. I love it. Media Matters is full of shit." Yes, they are. But don't forget NPR. I'm not sure which one is a better badge of honor, but I'll wear them both proudly. Chlornovna for $50 says, "Thanks, John, for Badlands, the great Gartson for offering remote tickets. Chris, thanks for your calm wisdom amidst the storm and for your engagement on True Social."
Thank you.
If you really want engagement from Chris on True Social, go. I don't even. What's the best way to have you call people a retard?
Oh, well, them acting retarded is the best way, but you can also just interact with me without being retarded. And
it's my favorite. Like there's I don't remember who it was, but there was like a month or two ago. Like you got tattled on because you called somebody retarded who was being retarded. But it was,
and they wrote to you.
Yeah, they like take me like, "Look what your boy's doing."
Oh yeah. I think that was that retarded lady. We don't need to mention her name.
Yeah, we probably don't mention my name. But just
it's so crazy how many times people have who are truther influencers have reached out to you to get you to censor me.
Yeah, you and others. I should have kept a tally. That's what I should have done.
And G Money gets a bunch of those requests too, huh?
G Money has gotten a lot, and it fluctuates with the Bitcoin price. Like when Bitcoin goes up, it's less complaints. When it's not as high, it's more. But yeah, you get a lot.
Tanking right now, which is kind of fun because I'm gonna
buy more.
Yeah,
buying opportunity. Anyway,
by the way, we have this now.
Oh wait, hold on.
That's a little better.
I mean, it makes an X, but like if you were just to clip out the scissors and put that in, it wouldn't look like the X logo.
Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah, I'm going to tell it. It has disappointed me once again.
You're going to give it the hose again?
Yeah.
Good for you. We got CanCon says Kaplan the retard called it baseless, while the other email cited literally said that Epstein thought Trump was the informant. And Twitter link. Yeah, CanCon's all over this, so make sure you're giving them a follow on Twitter. Our watch for $50 says MTG was on The View, done to draw lefty women over to MAGA. Remember, MTG is disliked by Trump, so he says. Also, MTG is the left, and the lefties have no love for Israel hell. Israel hell? Is a real hell?
Who are the? I always, everybody talks about the left all the time, and then they talk about all these people that are on the right. And I just look at all this stuff that is coming from these people on the right, quote unquote, and none of them are on the right. None of them are ever on the right. Like Mark Levin, not on the right. Dave Smith, Joe Rogan, not on the right. None of these people are on the right. Ben Shapiro, not on the right.
But they say they're on the right, Chris. What do you mean?
Oh, I know. They're so conservative. As if conservative means you're on the right.
Jen Hud, could MTG and Trump feud be baiting the normies and the left? I still think the Elon and Trump feud was fake, but we know Trump loves to have the narrative, even if it's negative. Could be.
Apparently, there is Twitter chat now.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't seem any different than Twitter DMs.
I just saw Elon post that. Well, maybe you can you make chat groups on there?
Oh, wasn't there beta for that a while ago?
I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask. I just assume that if you're trying to create the everything app, you're probably going to try to make your app like have the kind of Telegram / WhatsApp feature.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into that. Angie K says, so we don't want a king, but we want Trump to control the means of production and prices.
Yeah, totally.
Then Ash says, John, check Telegram. Am I in trouble? Oh, she did it. She got us a logo.
There you go.
Hold for processing, guys.
What artificial intelligence produced the thing that we're about to be seeing? That's what I want to know.
I'm just gonna put this right into my graphic on Canva. Where's it at? Here we go. Okay, so this is the one that she was able to produce. Do you see that?
That right there is what's up, as the kids say.
Change that back to black.
There you go.
I could just make.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Get rid of that first block and then. Man, if only you could have created all our designs, then you would be a founder.
I'd be co-founder with myself.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great stuff right there.
Great job. Ash did that?
Ash did that. New co-founder.
Yeah, that's worthy of it.
Congratulations, everybody. We did it. T-shirts will be coming out soon.
I told ChatGPT that picture of the scissors just looked like scissors and words. And I said the prior image was better. And then it just made the same image over again. It's also retarded.
So retarded. That's great stuff. That was fun. I don't have an outro video though. You did you sent something at the very beginning tonight, like a YouTube link.
Oh yeah, what is that? Let me just. Oh, well, it was during the Chef IQ read. You said something about the temperature on that turkey or whatever. Yeah, that's what it was. And that it reminded me of the newscaster saying, keep on fucking that chicken.
Oh, that's a great outro video. We're going to do it.
But it's only 11 seconds long.
Hey, some people are satisfied with that kind of time. So it's okay. We're going to end on it because I have nothing else. And that's okay. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time we see you. Let's watch. Oops, that's the wrong one. This is the one we want. There we go. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Look on Fox 5 Sky Guardian and then check that 7-day to make your weekend plans.
Takes a tough man to make a tender forecast, Nick.
I guess that's me.
Keep fucking that chicken.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, when we continue, the